Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live on a Thursday night, ready to go. No original content, no extra stuff, no other stuff tonight. It's simple, it's easy, it's live TNA for the first time ever on this channel, first time in 8 years. TNA goes live, and we are here for all the action, all the reaction. It's going to be a fun one at the Wrestling for Life Network. So me and these pretty faces have you for the next couple hours. Get in that chat, click all the buttons, like, share, subscribe, but strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anybody else out there. Happy to be back with you. We got TNA Impact live tonight. We're going to have a fun one. Lots to talk about the relationship with NXT. Fraxium's going to be on the show tonight. New champion Joe Hendry coming your way. What's next for Masha as she's in a 6-woman tag match? And again, so much more, so many question marks, and a lot of IWC news to make this one a little more fun. Lots of rumors, lots of conjecture. We're going to jump into all of it here tonight. I see that chat filling up already. Be a friend, tell a friend. We want to see these live TNA streams go crazy. So get in there. We're looking forward to this one. About 12 minutes away from the start of the show. Should be a fun one here tonight. But without further ado, I will remind you, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Anthony. That is Big Nick. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube Tag Stream Trios Champions of the World. Sweet Tony Rings, Ringsider Anthony, the Every Night Delight, Mr. KJ White, and I am Big Nick. And yes, we've got the fallout from TNA Emergence. Plus, like you said, it's the first time TNA's been live in 8 years, which is insane. And we're going to have the NXT tag titles defended in TNA.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going down from the aftermath of Genesis this Sunday. That was crazy. So the NXT tag team titles are on the line. The first titles in WWE history showing up on a TNA programming and being defended. So that's pretty cool tonight. We'll hear from our new world champion, Joe Hendry. We'll hear from Josh Alexander, who quit TNA but is contractually obligated to show his face on TNA Impact tonight. So we got a lot going down tonight.
Yeah, it's very interesting with Josh tonight. The idea that, you know, again, he's kind of done. We know he's done, at least for now. So what will he say? Will this just be a farewell? Will somebody try and throw something at him on the way out? We're supposed to find out about 23, maybe. And again, the people talking about the fact that TNA is going to be in full sale. Other people have opinions on why this relationship's happening the way it is. And I'm sure we're going to talk about it tonight. But yeah, like both of you mentioned, lots going on here tonight.
100%. Well, and you even mentioned about them going to full sale. Is it next week or it's they're going to full sale? I know that. I can't remember if it's next week, but you're seeing, okay, fair enough. But you're seeing a lot of other talent now of like, hey, this is right by where I live. Can we do this a little bit more often? Everything. I think Wentz put that out there. I think D-Lander put that out there. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so they'll be at Full Sail February 20th for a live episode, and then the 21st for a set of tapings as well. So yeah, it's big, and I've seen the excitement and buzz surrounding Full Sail. Like you said, Zachary Wentz and Steph D-Lander has tweeted about it. So they're charging on with these live episodes. I know we got one tonight. We got one in February. Nothing announced for March yet, so I think we're skipping out with March other than the live sacrifice. But yeah, we'll see what's coming with these live episodes.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I mean it's a big deal. And I mean, here in Canada, we're getting old episodes of Impact, followed by the new episodes, whether they're live or not. So to see, you know, to go to my menu and see TNA as an option or TNA archive library available, to me, that's crazy. Like, that's a step up. That's big news for them in 2025. It creates a lot of hope if you're a TNA fan that I mean, if you can get on that level where you're being broadcast, nationally, internationally, could you compete with the other two brands where you're kind of, a little bit of the third stepchild out there? Can you get in the mix fully and kind of put some of the naysayers to bed, prove what you bring to the table?
Yeah, let a naysayer know. But should we remind the people too where they can actually find TNA and everything? Because I know everybody's always tuned in to Anthony's lovely reviews and recaps for the weekend TNA and everything. But now that we're watching it live, you got to make sure you can watch it live.
Yeah, so TNA Impact airs every Thursday at 8 on the TNA Plus app and on Access TV. If you don't have Access TV, your best option is to subscribe to TNA Plus, where you can watch it live each week. I do think they're running a promotion. I do not know the special
I
code.
do know the code. So use code in all caps nonstop, and you get a free month of TNA Plus # non-sponsored.
There you go.
Also, well, I mean, internationally, at least in Canada, if anyone, for our Canadian viewers, it is available on Sportsnet.
There you go. Well, speaking of Canada, real quick, I love MDB here. I heard it's the TNA in Canada.
Yeah, TNA all day. But I guess we'll say hello to some of the other people to get this one started with about 7 minutes to go. But Kevin's in the house. Gregory's with us. After we talk about what happened last night on Dynamite, Nick is going to go off like Mr. Grinch dog.
You had me in the first half with that. I don't. How did the Grinch's dog go off? But
right,
Dynamite seemed like a tale of two halves. Well, we can talk about that at some point.
Yeah, Dynamite was a good Dynamite overall, to be honest. Without getting deep, it wasn't a bad show. I'm looking forward to Joe Hendry tonight. Absolutely. What's next for Joe? Finally gets that belt. Who's next? Eric, welcome. Hey, Wrestling for Life buddies. Wait for Crazy Steve is in AEW. Now will he beast more toast and maybe Abaddon be the Decay, and we'll Jessica Havoc even come back to TNA? Do you know what's up with Jessica Havoc?
I do not. Like, she just disappeared. Like, after she got taken out by Ash in early summer, we have not seen her. I don't know if there's something with contracts or what, but I don't know. I know she still streams on Twitch. I think she plays video games, but that's all I know.
Did she get injured or something like that? And then fair enough.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, not that I know of. I haven't heard of any type of injury or anything regarding her.
She's on that Ricky Starks deal.
Right. William, good to see you. Good to see you. You're definitely going to get that tonight. J1, welcome back. I watched bits and pieces of TNA, and this WWE TNA relationship has got me intrigued. A lot of people, I think, are going to feel that way. And I mean, even we saw it when Penta debuted. A lot of people were like, what's Lucha Underground? And they're like, all right, here we go. So, I mean, it works really well for TNA. I know a lot of people are trying to put the negative spin of what the outcome of this relationship is going to be and how bad for TNA it is. But ultimately, I think there's a lot of positives for TNA.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And it's crazy how if WWE would just played nicely in the past with wrestling companies, how intrigued people would be. Like, especially when they mentioned Lucha Underground. I had heard of Lucha Underground before, but when WWE mentioned it, it made me go look it up and actually start watching episodes. So if WWE would played nicely in the past, you know, it would be a big circus among the wrestling fans with, you know, all of these wrestling promotions.
Yeah, but VKM was never going to do that. I'm glad Hunter is doing it now, but it's very much helped the ecosystem that is pro wrestling, because that's really what it is. And McMahon just wanted to control everything. But I wanted to touch on the end of his comment there, to where he said, this is going to be my first time watching a full TNA episode and everything. So that's going to be, I think, really interesting now with this TNA WWE NXT kind of deal. Does that bring more people from WWE side to watching TNA, especially now you start this off, boom, instantly right after everything with them being live?
100%. Absolutely 100%.
Especially when you start using the bigger talent in NXT, like, you know, an Oba or a Trick Williams or whatever the case may be. I'm just throwing names out there, not saying they will show up, but once you get the bigger names involved, it would definitely bring more eyes to TNA. And right now we know it's the partnership is between NXT and TNA, but I'm sure down the line we're going to get the main roster people involved as well, especially if they are in and out of NXT like Bailey.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're going to rapid fire through some of the chat here, folks, as we're about 3 minutes away from the start of the show. But Alex is with us, Clay, Gregory, Damien, we got you, the leader of the Hopium tribe, back at it. MDB, back at it again. What's this on? Yeah, we're trying to figure this out. But yeah, there's lots of ways to watch TNA, so hopefully it goes well for them tonight. Shout out to Sweet Tony Rings. Vance is back with us. Jake's with us tonight. Sean, I see you. Ryan Sosa, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't forget, we are on Twitch as well. Cherokee George, welcome back. Jose, welcome back. Daniel Berry, Sports Highlights, what is up? Good to see you. Bradley, the gift giver that it is. Bradley's back with us. Good to see you, sir. ABJ, and yeah, Roll Tide. The gist of it. Nikki Bray's with us.
Right, we got Spaz with a $10 super chat. K to the Jizzle, Sticky Tricky Nikki, and Sweet Subtle, Supple Subtle, Sensual Sexual, and Sensational Tony the Onion Rings. That's a fucking lot to say.
Are you
not in the chat tonight?
Are you Sticky from the Jizzle? Is that what the problem is here?
I don't. You made it a whole lot worse than it never needed to be, sir.
I'm asking.
No. Moving along. Pause on all of what you said. Strike that from the record, Your Honor. Not in the chat tonight. Hope you boys are good. Let's make some history tonight. Absolutely. Well, and Bradley mentioned it too, of let's witness some history. Anthony, you brought up this is going to be the first WWE title showing up on TNA.
True.
Yeah, and defended on TNA. So that's history in itself right there.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, again, it's really cool times. We're only in January 2025. Crazy start to the year. You know, even just for TNA, Genesis is a really good pay-per-view. PCO goes off on the belt. Crazy story about that. Tessa's back in wrestling, back in TNA to mix reviews for obvious reasons. And of course, all the stuff going on in WWE, all the stuff going on in AEW. It's quite insane right now, right? Like 25 is off to a remarkable start for everybody.
We said this with our bold predictions of how 2024, with all the recap stuff that we did with that, 2024 was huge, crazy, insane, felt like a decade within a year just in pro wrestling. And we're just hitting the ground running and going to even greater heights now in 2025.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I got 38 seconds before the show airs, but I do have one final question.
Let's go.
It's tonight where we see double history where the titles actually change hands. I know we wanted it with Joe Hendry and Jordan Grace. Do the titles actually change hands tonight on NXT?
I'm going to say no.
I kind of want to say yes because I want, I know I saw you, Anthony, and Nick. Shout out to Genesis predictions and previews and all of that. Wanting the Hardys versus Fraxium. My match that I've always wanted was the Rascalz versus Fraxium. So maybe we could kind of get that.
Ooh.
See them wrestle a little bit more in NXT. I mean, they were kind of the number one contenders.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I see it. Maybe not on the right off the bat. I don't know. It's a tough one. It'd be really cool if it happened, though.
It'd be a whole lot cooler if you did.
We'll get back to this one. The shout out, we passed this around today. The fact that Frankie Kazarian re-signed. So, I mean, he's got a title shot in his pocket.
Right.
Because I do have the start of the show.
I have darkness imprisoning me. There we go.
Now I have the start of the show.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Tessa Blanchard on my screen.
I have crowd shot.
Same.
Okay. Let me know when you get
Blanchard. You're good. You're ahead of us, Captain Canada.
Now I have Tessa.
Yeah.
There you go. Look, you almost talked through your queue. But ladies and gentlemen,
we're on the same spot.
You can queue up with us if you want to be on par. Apparently, the Canadian feed slightly faster than the American feed. But hey, Jordan Grace coming out to the ring right now in the video package. Hopefully, all two of you and everyone else out there is at the same spot.
Right. I got Jordan wailing on Tessa in the corner here.
Perfect.
There we go.
Okay, we're good. Simple sync up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's gotten better. That's been another benefit of 2025, especially with most of WWE going to Netflix. It's made it a lot easier.
I'm just saying you got better at it. That's all.
I just got yelled at a lot less now.
I'm sick of being yelled at.
I'm sick of being yelled at, Dad.
Some of the streams were tough, though. I mean, and depending on what apps you're watching on, or how you're getting your wrestling. Sometimes it was like, all right, we're even. And then I would be like, I'm ahead of you. No, you're ahead of me.
Yeah, I literally have to throw my hands up. I'm not touching anything.
We are live, folks. Unscripted, uncensored, unruly. We are live constantly.
Right. Often imitated, never replicated, never duplicated. What up? But yeah. Alexis, what up? Frack's not losing. Boston, it's time for what we've all been waiting for. TNA Live.
Let's go. As we're just getting a recap video of Genesis. If anyone's wondering out there, if you're not watching, we are getting actually we got Fraxium in the video at the moment.
Yeah. We're getting the replay and the breakdown of everything that happened at Genesis.
Right.
Nick Bray, KJ and Big Nick, appreciate y'all both always shouting me out, whether one or the other, y'all killing it. Absolutely.
Nothing but love, nothing but love.
Trust me, that's part of what this is all trying to be, is we're just the wrestling buddies you need in your life.
Right.
This
is a nice video package that they've put together for Genesis.
Yeah, really recapping the pay-per-view well, Anthony.
Yeah. I'm thinking, do we see like a Cora Jade tonight or something involved in that knockouts match? I
think so. You got that 6-woman match. It's a perfect place for Cora to show up and cause some trouble.
Yeah.
Do you trade? And we defended the NXT tag titles on TNA, so we defend the knockouts title on NXT?
Quite possible.
Ooh, yeah, that's possible.
Because Masha's gonna stomp the shit out of Cora.
Facts. You're gonna pop some inflatables, but yeah. And I think you really would reintroduce or introduce Masha to a lot of people that should know about her.
Yeah, a lot of people should know about Masha.
And Masha came out in an interview on Busted Open, said 3 people she would love to wrestle in WWE, being Shayna Baszler again, Natalya, and Miko Shitamura, who is still signed with WWE but retires this year. So I think put those matches together. I want to see all 3 of them.
I like it. Did you see the video that Cora put out, kind of defending herself of like everyone talking about Masha, but I did death matches too. Like, I'm not a nobody. I come from somewhere. I can go.
I did see that.
Your paper mache skateboard? What are we talking about out here?
Her pre-NXT career, where she was, she was on the scene and she did. I wouldn't call her a deathmatch wrestler, but she did at least one. But yeah, she got into it. So she was kind of
wrestling,
right? She was like, Masha's Masha's scary, but so am I.
I'm a grown man and I would be afraid of Masha Slamovich. So what are we talking about out here?
Right.
Not the same, Cora.
You are not the same.
Okay, nice crowd turnout for the first live episode.
Yeah, I do find
good in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I do find right now TNA fans are having a lot of fun with crowd shot photos online. Like every chance they get, and another one. I the caption today from one of the guys I follow, like, and another one, and it's just crowd pictures of Genesis of like, not too bad.
Right. And finding out that Genesis did outdraw the last 2 episodes of AEW Dynamite and Collision did kind of get me excited. I'm not gonna lie.
This when little brother realizes he's grown a little bit and he can actually throw a punch, and that's what it is. A fight back.
There's a weird car out back, if anyone was wondering, by the way.
Yeah, Santino was getting interviewed and all of that. Yeah.
I don't know what he said. He was fired up, though.
He was fired up.
Coming for
I didn't
John
see if
Cena.
someone was in that car, though.
Somebody, they're definitely foreshadowing somebody getting out of that vehicle at some point.
Josh, probably.
No, it's NXT, bro.
Oh, Ariana.
Ugh.
Why you don't like little Morella? You know like. Joe Hendry starting us off though.
Yeah.
Let's go. Your new champion in the house, folks. And I really, really, really want to see him in the Royal Rumble just for the moment. I think the whole building will explode.
Yeah.
Like, I think enough people know who he is.
And we haven't did one for the men yet in TNA. We've did Mickey James and Jordan Grace. I think we need to have Joe Hendry.
What one came first, Anthony? Mickey or Jordan?
Shut the fuck up, KJ.
Just curious. Asking for a friend.
Yeah, you're just curious. Yeah. Where I fell on my sword. I J.R. Smith the out of that. But yeah, no. I was gonna say your number 17 entrant in the men's Royal Rumble in 2025, Joe Hendry.
Right? I like it. I think it will get a big enough pop. And then to see the live audience, like that many people sing the song, it would be outstanding.
Right. Have the fans do the side to side wave and everything. Right. Spectacular.
Even the fans who don't know who he is are just going to start like, what are we doing? This is good. Just follow along.
Well, and Jordan did it as Knockouts champion. I don't recall if Mickey did it as Knockouts champion. I now remember Shirley and will never forget that she did it. But does Hendry do it as World Heavyweight champion? Because he's out there, and I saw somebody throw it out there too, even in the chat. Oh, Daniel was saying it with John Cena tweet now TNA and WWE that he's kind of poked at Cena of, hey, Betty. What about one more time? What about one time? How you doing?
You talk about a name that would get people's eyes on TNA, John Cena. Not gonna lie, I might not like the man, but he'll get the eyes on TNA.
You deserve it. Chance breaking out. Where are they tonight?
They are in Texas. I want to say. I don't even want to say, but they're in Texas because I can't think of the city.
Where they were on Sunday.
They plays this Sunday, right?
Well,
I think they're a little farther. I think they're in San Antonio, right? Is that in Texas or is that California?
Yes, that's Texas. That's
okay.
Alamo. Even the Canadian knows that's Texas.
Spaz with a $10 super chat. I love how TNA and NXT have their own version of special. NXT outside of the PC is important. TNA being live is important. That's incredibly true and surprisingly accurate. We will see a TNA live from the PC, perhaps.
And you didn't even slip in a dirty joke at the end. Good job, Spaz. Thank you.
Growing up. We like to have the videos monetized too, as well, besides the super chats.
As Joe Hendry, very passionate here tonight.
First time in 8 years, TNA has been live. And that is really interesting. That's two different. It's a big thing for NXT to tour, be outside of Full Sail. It's a big thing for TNA to be live.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Santino. Have some surprises in store, according to Tom Hannafan.
I was talking to John Cena.
If he says John Cena.
John Cena. I was talking to John Cena.
Right. We are very proud of you.
But you start with Joe, the new face of the company. They talked a lot at Genesis about a new beginning. Perfect guy to have the strap on his shoulder.
Absolutely.
Outside TNA, says Santino.
Yeah.
John Cena.
The Cobra. He had an individual that took him up on his offer.
Main event.
Well, and it's a
wait.
Oh, Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona just bouncing around. Matt Cardona loves all the bookings.
Wow.
Tonight, your main event, the first defense for Joe Hendry, will be against Always Ready, Matt Cardona, the indie god himself.
And that's a hell of a jump up of your first defense is against Matt Cardona, a guy who, if he was taking on anybody but Joe Hendry, you'd believe he could win it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Could you see Cardona sign with Impact, and that's his backdoor way into WWE?
Could be. A lot of talk about it.
Exactly. He's been crying about it on social media about he wants to go back to WWE.
And this is right around every year at this time, Matt starts teasing his Rumble entry.
Right.
Every year.
Could you still imagine?
But do you come out to woo woo? Does he let the song stay? He comes out to woo woo woo, but he's still Matt Cardona?
No, you'd have to like pop up Matt Cardona before the music hits. So everyone, because they see the visual before they hear the song they don't recognize. Well, it's like Ziggler. Do you do his theme in TNA, or I'm here to show the world.
You kind of got to go back to the old, you know?
What?
I feel like you would have to go back to the old one, but the way Nick Nimitz talks about TNA, I think he's not going to allow that.
No, maybe not. As we're going to replay Josh Alexander and Mike Santana at the end of their match. And here's the segment with Josh.
Oh, yeah, the UI of digital exclusive right after the match.
They're in Santa Antonio.
That's North Texas. North Texas.
Oh, Eric Young staring him down.
That's like they're related.
Yeah.
They're both bald.
Eric
and
Young just said,
with
like,
ears.
after all these years, this is how you want to leave and just quit.
Yeah.
So Macklin and EY walking.
EY is one of my biggest WWE disappointments. I'm so bummed that they never handled EY properly.
But he seems like a TNA lifer.
He fits. It just fits.
Well, it's almost to me like my biggest miss of what WWE could have done with a TNA guy is Abyss. I wish they would have gotten Abyss at a different time and everything.
Right.
Instead of him being Joseph Parks and then him becoming an agent.
Right.
Yeah.
Canadian charisma is a fantasy. Kiss my ass, John. I got plenty of that charisma.
Respectfully.
Right.
Now, was it ever revealed what they were going to do with Eric Young when he signed with WWE the second time, but left because of the stuff with VKM? Because I thought they had big plans for him.
The story I heard was he was going to be a part of the Wyatt Six, the original Wyatt Six, with Bray Wyatt. They were considering EY. Oh, wait a minute. Josh is here.
Josh Alexander.
This looks like three evolutions of badass. Macklin, EY, and then Josh Alexander. They look like a fucking Band of Brothers unit here.
They really do.
He was going to shake Macklin's hand, but he says, nah.
Macklin wants none of it.
Yeah.
Does this mean potentially there's a farewell match left for Josh?
They could do something at the tapings tomorrow, like a farewell match.
That's the catch. That'd be funny. Like, he does a few tapings for like a goodbye arc, and then shows up at the Rumble.
Well, right. I thought he's not done till like February though.
February 15th. So they'll
go.
do tapings tomorrow that'll run through, I think, February 15th. So,
right.
But I mean, they did the same thing a little bit with Trinity last year. Like, she had her match at Hard to Kill, then she did like 2 tapings after and still showed up at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
so.
100%.
Fair enough.
Josh Alexander joins American Made. What?
He goes with Ethan Page and they just become the North again.
Do it. Ethan Page has been puttering, not really sure what to do with his life, beating up Javon. I mean, putting the North back together. You talk about adding some pizzazz to your tag team division for a little while. That would work 1,000,000%.
And I honestly thought he was going to show up on this week's episode of NXT only because of the segment they had with Ethan Page. I was like, does he show up? Even though I don't think he does. I don't know.
So, sir, KJ, are you in commercial or anything right now?
I am in commercial.
Because I'm sure me and Anthony have the same thing of
y'all got questions
at a live shot of the ring doing nothing.
Yeah, we got a live shot.
We got CCTV footage of just the ring.
Yeah, I got
it better than having the TNA logo just spin the entire time because that gets annoying.
True.
So,
okay. How do you guys feel? On a side note, now that we're on commercial, new AEW tag champs. How we feeling?
Hallelujah. Thank you. Finally, I'm surprised it had to be Bobby and Shelton though, because I would have thought mid-card world title versus tag belts, but I'll take it. It's finally new goddamn blood in that tag division. That has been so void of anyone new in that division, meaning worth a shit. And now you have new matches. And how do you beat Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin if you're most of the people in that division? Like, I'm not respectfully not going to take the Bucks seriously, taking on
Yep.
Shelton and Lashley for tag belts.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a great choice. I knew it was going to happen once they announced the match and it was for the tag team titles. Obviously, is it Private Party or it's Private Party, right?
Yep.
Okay, Private Party. Obviously, they were not going to beat Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley. Like, that's, in what universe does that ever happen? So it was perfect for that to happen. Hopefully, Bobby and Shelton are the ones to kind of kickstart the rejuvenation of the tag team division, because AEW had a really good tag team at one point when they first started, and now it's not looking like it.
Yeah, I was pumped, and how they did it. I know some people said, "Oh, they buried Private Party," and I was like, "Yes, they did. Yes," and I was happy about it. It shouldn't have been a 15-minute competitive match. Bobby and Shelton are huge. They're professionals. They're veterans. They dummied those two guys, and that's the way it should have went down. They look like complete badasses. It was a real smart decision, and I have a feeling that MVP, Bobby, and Shelton won't be content just sitting at home like other tag teams have. They're going to be requesting and expecting booking. So this could be actually a real good move for the entire tag team division in AEW.
I like it for the tag team division. I wish it didn't involve a guy who, like I said, Shelton, I felt that could be like an upper mid-card guy and everything like that. And Bobby, I think, could be challenging for the world title and everything. So that's, you're strapping two guys who could be in much different positions with the tag belts. But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
As we are back, and
Nick Nemeth.
Ryan.
Oh, yeah. Damn it. They both.
The other one.
The other Nemeth.
The other one.
I literally just went with the name on the fucking placard, to be honest. Vince, new old blood for the tag champs. Yeah, they're older guys, but it's a statement that you needed that.
Well, the older guys give me hope that they're going to have good tag matches, like legitimate tag matches where, you know, wrestlers stand on the apron and they slap each other's hands and they, you know, distract the ref so their partner can do something devious. Like, that's my hope now, instead of just tope everywhere.
And then break their ankle and then out for 7 months and everything.
Right.
Oh,
holy shit. I saw the cowboy hat and thought it was HBK.
I thought it was too, and I had to look closely.
Oh, it's the Iceman.
Me and the Iceman got heat. I need to, you know, melt that man down a little bit.
Not happy with the Iceman. We're not happy with the Iceman here.
Yeah. He's good at what he does, but outside of what he does in the ring, different person.
We got a receipt with that man's name on it. That's all we're saying.
Exactly.
The Dream Team. So are we getting the 6-woman tag match now?
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. So up next, folks.
Sorry, is this a bit like, you know, Regina George and crew hanging out with the goth chick with, you know, these two women tagging with Rosemary?
Look at these two.
There's going to be a lot of people that do a lot of images with them with the
exactly
oh fucking broomstick ponies and everything. Save a horse for an elegance, my guy.
All right, folks, get your votes in. Who you taking on this one? As the voting is open, let us know. Don't forget, we are on Twitch and we are rolling along.
You know, they were called cowgirls not just because they dressed in cow pattern, right? Like, you should actually, you know, you don't have to dress like a cow to be a cowgirl.
Here comes Rosemary. Looking good.
Could you honestly ever see Rosemary in any other promotion outside of TNA? She's, again, we talked about with like EY, etc. Like, she's like TNA lifer.
I mean, I would love to, but she's been in TNA so many years. It's like, at this point, does she ever leave? Like, this is why the crossover benefits, like, because she can get that WWE shine without ever signing with them, right?
Yeah.
Valid.
No, and I mean, we saw her in NXT. I mean, it's happened. Yeah, she just seems like one of the ones.
I love this. KJ got flashbacks of his horses.
Right?
If those were the horses that pulled this man over, it'd be a whole
Right.
different story.
Well, I've never been pulled over by a cow. We'll start with there.
Dear Penthouse Forum. I got pulled over
right?
by 2 cowgirls. Oh,
there comes the Spitfire.
This match.
Here comes Danny Luna.
I might actually I might actually take her on the count that she's working with Masha.
I was just about to ask that.
She might actually get my vote tonight.
That's the only time she's ever gotten your vote, is just because of who she's partnered around, right. Not anything of her. But yes, folks, we're getting Masha Slamovich and Spitfire taking on Ash by Elegance and Anthony, help me out. Other Elegance, just Elegance and Rosemary.
By Elegance and Rosemary.
There we go. Masha, how much do you clothes cost in the Matrix?
Yeah, why did you know with that leather jacket again? Is this just new since Genesis?
Yeah, it's new since Genesis.
Fucking
and if you're looking for a way to watch TNA, they have a new code for the TNA Plus app for a free month. It's NXTNA, all capitalized.
There you go. Hashtags work, folks. Because remember, for the longest time, NXTNA was just kind of like a Twitter and X thing, and then now they're like embracing it.
Right.
But speaking of hashtags, folks, remember, we want Harley. Go put it on Twitter. Tag the channel. We are promoting hard. We want Harley. Let's go.
Yeah, I could do with a Harley motorcycle.
Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom. No, I gotta go back, and I've heard a lot about what she did on Dynamite. I haven't watched it because normally anytime she comes on, I hit mute.
She's great. She's great.
Dude, is she gonna be Wendy Chu to me?
Probably.
Fuck.
Probably. I like Harley though. She can sing too. Shoot.
She can. She can rap, she sings, she dances. I think she plays a couple instruments.
Don't you ever say that woman can rap. I don't care what I could not listen to
she
her.
Is a full package.
Just looking at her, she cannot fucking rap. Don't ever say that again.
She can go, bro. But it's better than some mumble rappers, that's for sure.
Well, that can, anyways.
87% going Team Mash on this one.
How are we going? I'm assuming Masha all around. Anyone elegant?
Could Elegant?
I mean, I want to say Elegant, but I think it's gonna be Masha. Masha and friends.
All right. Masha.
Going with the team that has 2 people I like in Danny Luna and Masha versus the team that has 1 person I like in Rosemary. I like Danny Luna. I think Danny Luna could actually get a fucking run back in NXT. She was over there at one point and everything.
Why not?
I think he's somebody that could get a run back over there. She's underrated.
Once they, I don't know if they'll ever do it, but once they break up Spitfire, they got to put Danny Luna in contention for the Knockouts title. I think she would be perfect.
Yeah, before they kind of did Spitfire a bit, I thought she was getting close to around there, at least sniffing around title pictures, upper echelons.
She was a little bit. She even faced Jordan Grace at Turning Point, I think in 2023, right before Grace won the title. And that was a stellar match.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, I was like, why he say me for? What I do? Man, just taking a pause. But hey, Jay's taking a pause as we got right now Ash calling timeout as Rosemary. Yeah.
Did she just tag herself in?
Yeah, she tagged herself in. Now, we talked about this too as well, of if Ash was ever to show up in WWE again, is she Ash or is she Dana Brooke?
So when we she did show up at whatever pay-per-view Jordan Grace fought I I forgot her name. She just lost the title, the NXT Women's title.
Roxanne?
Roxanne. So she showed up during that match, and one of the commentators was like, "That's former WWE superstar Dana." And then he was like, "TNA superstar Ash by Elegance."
Dana by Elegance.
So they might, do the play game and play both sides with the two names.
Fair enough. I mean, respectfully, I feel like you could get away with, you call her Ash by Elegance. Not a ton of people that don't live on the internet aren't going to remember, hey, that's Dana Brooke.
That is true. I feel like Dana Brooke and Ash by Elegance are two different people at this point.
Yeah, well, for sure. And I think she's really found her stride as Ash by Elegance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick and his obsession with names. Yes, 100%. Steel and Fate, Jody Threat just has more personality than Luna.
I kind of agree with that. Jody Threat has a little bit more fire in her character. And Danny Luna is a bit more reserved from what I've seen in the past, but Danny Luna is definitely the superior wrestler between the two.
Well, Jody's also a bit more of a vet throughout everything. Like she's
true.
More tenured in everything. As Masha right now, woo, big move,
taking out everybody.
Right. Through Ash into Rosemary, and then clothesline Rosemary. So Rosemary DDT'd Ash.
Yeah.
Goddamn. But shout out Kyle, shout out Dale, Sean, anybody that we might have missed. Shout out everybody in the chat. But yeah. Either is Cage. What? Oh, I'm more high on Danny Luna more than Jody Threat. Either is KJ. There we go. Facts doing are you how?
Oh, that was nice.
Michinoku driver by Jody Threat there. Heather by Elegance. Each just the spinning back heel kick. The fucking Israel Adesanya.
Exactly. Took her head off with that. Now Jody and Masha just tagged in Danny.
Roll through. Did you see Killer Kelly? And I know she's on maternity leave and all of that and everything. Former tag partner with Masha with MK Ultra and everything. I think it's an independent booking. Might be House of Glory or Wrestling Revolver. Masha's taking on Myron Reed, and Killer Kelly's like, "Well, this is interesting."
I did see
tag
that.
Partner versus significant other.
I'm ready for Killer Kelly to return, but I know she just had a baby, so it'd be a minute, but it'd be great.
If you give me Bianca Belair and Naomi versus Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly, if we're talking fantasy whoa.
Oh, there's Corey Jade. There's Corey Jade.
Walking ever so slowly. Oh, she's got, what has she got? A contract behind her back? Yeah, she's got a portfolio. She's submitting her homework to science class right now.
It's a play on Masha's kill wall. And then the Elegance is win.
I really for half a second thought Danny Luna went heel and just turned around and elbowed Masha in the back of the head, and then I realized no, it was Ash kicking Danny into Masha and then surprise roll up.
I should have took the Elegances. What was I thinking?
You were thinking sensible.
Exactly. I was thinking sensible. But if anybody doesn't understand the picture that Corey Jade showed, it was Masha with the big X on it. That's a play on Masha's kill wall of like victims she has taken out in her TNA run. So that's what that was.
By the way, everything you just said makes Masha Slamovich sound 10 times more badass. But also the fact, I think we're very clearly setting up for now Cora Jade versus Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts Women's Championship, which is interesting because since Cora's came back, she's just been kind of side saddle tag partner, lackey to Roxanne.
Yeah, and I think this would be big for Cora Jade if she does challenge for the knockout title, which we are setting it up for. I wonder, like you said, if that is something they set up for NXT, or is it something they set up for it's still NXT, but the next NXT pay-per-view, which I think is Vengeance Day in February.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, it could be either one of those things.
There you go. There you go. As Jose's got you covered, as I believe I'm in another commercial, but I thought you were the TNA Pro, Anthony. How did you not see this coming?
I saw Cora Jade coming. I really just thought Masha and team would win, but I should have went with Ash and Heather by Elegance and Rosemary. That was my bad.
You went with your heart instead of your mind.
Right.
Daniel, yes, in February 15th. I like MDB. Look at Anthony trying to explain TNA to us.
Hey, we got new eyes on the show tonight, so I got to do the best, information I can,
Well, and one, I think that's really smart of TNA knows of they just got to deal with Sportsnet and everything like KJ was talking about with Canada. So you're going to get new eyes that way. You're coming off of Genesis. You've now got Joe Hendry as your world champ. You've obviously got more eyes and more attention because of the WWE deal. You're finally live after 8 years. So why not roll out? Here's a first free month of TNA Plus. So you can sit there and you can catch back up with everything that's going on. You can watch through the whole TNA library. Remember, I don't know if you even fully remember when WWE Network was first coming out and they constantly were running 3 months and everything like that just to keep people in, because you get in, you see it, you get used to the product, you get acclimated, you like it, and then you stay along. So I think it's fantastic business move. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I remember when they were doing it with the WWE Network, constantly promoting it, constantly putting it out there, and they've been doing the same with TNA Impact. And tonight, with it being live, and you probably have the most people watching live for the first time in a very long time, you have to keep throwing out that app to get it, out there where you can watch the entire library of TNA.
Yeah, well, and there's no TV deal to an extent, or a significant TV deal, I'll say.
Right.
Only thing, there's not a streaming platform like WWE has Netflix, AEW now has Max. Could you see, if KJ was here, I'm sure we'd get a whole other conversation with this, but with the partnership with WWE and TNA, of that helping TNA get better TV deals, get better rights internationally, have a better streaming service, of really WWE helping prop TNA up that way too.
Oh yeah, that was the first thing that came to my mind when the deal was officially announced, that this could position TNA into getting that monster TV deal, to the point where USA Network even tweeted about that. So USA, if you're listening, maybe NBC could work something out with TNA. But absolutely, I think this is a way to position TNA to actually put themselves out there and to sell TNA to networks to get them to be shown, to get their products to be shown on that cable channel or wherever they want to be.
Absolutely. As got Josh Alexander coming out right now.
Yeah, Josh Alexander. I don't know if he's coming out. Yeah, he is coming out with the Northern Armory. So Judas Icarus, and I always forget the other guy's name. I think it's Travis.
What the fuck did you just say as a name? Judas Icarus? What in the fuzzy song did you just throw at me as a name? Judas Icarus?
Judas Icarus. Yes, that is correct.
I become Icarus in my mind. Like, so I act like I'm naive. Like I have no idea. So what is the Northern Armory? What is Judas Icarus in all of this?
At this point, I feel like it really doesn't matter, because they didn't really matter when they became a group. But it's Saint and Sinner, who were a tag team in TNA, and they joined up with Josh Alexander once he turned heel after Slammiversary last year, and they formed a little stable that has ran from basically July all the way up until now.
Fair enough. So Damien out there agreeing with you. If I know them as Sinner and I thought that was this was like Cody coming out with like two dudes from like the Nightmare Factory or something.
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Josh and Masha missed an opportunity to have a team named Josh and Mosh. Okie dokie. Can you really top a name like Judas Icarus?
I mean, it's a wild name.
Eric Bischoff. Good. So, Josh, for 20 years, I'm proud of myself. I think he's at a point to where this is a goodbye tour. You got a couple matches out of him. Thank you. He probably goes up looking at the lights. And I don't know. He shows up maybe at the Rumble, maybe Vengeance Day, maybe later on early spring in NXT. Yeah, I think he's all but wrapped up.
Yeah, he's definitely making some big life choices at this moment with going to free agency and no longer taking indie deals. So definitely there's a life change for Josh Alexander at this point. And hopefully one of those changes may be going to WWE because he can still show up to TNA with this partnership, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, and also it's interesting how initially AEW was the lighter schedule and now WWE is becoming the lighter schedule.
Yeah, especially with not doing any house shows or live events, anymore.
Rare spots, yeah.
Yeah, and rare spots. So yeah, WWE somewhat has become the lighter schedule a little bit.
Josh out here, still cutting a promo. That sign I still missed on West. Oh, right in the feels, right in the feels.
Right. It sounds like really Josh Alexander is giving a goodbye type promo here.
Do you like that he's a guy that's going to probably do like a bit of a goodbye tour, like a goodbye run, even if it's for a couple matches or whatever, instead of just they write him off, he dips off?
If he does that, I think that'd be great. And honestly, he hasn't really won any matches really since Slammiversary. I think he did beat Steve Macklin once, and then Steve Macklin returned it with a win. But he's really been on like a goodbye tour, kind of how they did Deonna Purrazzo when she left, because she lost to everybody before she left.
You want to believe anything, believe this.
Right. So
that is still the thing, though, with Josh of heel, babyface, whatever. You believe everything this man says. He conveys it physically before he even says anything.
Right. He can convince you in whatever persona he's working in.
You really just look at the man's eyes and you believe him. But
yeah.
Jose, love the stream. Well, make sure you be a friend. Tell a friend. As we're at 98. Let's see if we can get to triple digits out here. Right. I know Anthony was pitching for everybody that was watching AEW to be over here and then some. So yeah.
Exactly.
Let's blow the stream up. All the likes, all the love. All the
we're
TNA.
Close. We're close. So basically he's pumping up Saint and Center at this point as he's making his exit at this point.
If that's Judas Icarus with the dark long hair and everything, he looks like Wheeler Yuta before, the fucking Death Riders.
He does a little bit. He does.
Right? I saw MDB of saying something of like, I'm gonna, to hell with, Judas Icarus. I'm calling my kid like Hercules or something or whatever. Yeah. Hi, KJ. Welcome back to Judas Icarus.
Judas Icarus, quite the name.
You are the Icarus in my mind.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
Oh, they're taking Josh out.
Alexander.
I mean, if that's a way you're gonna,
they're putting them over.
On them,
yeah.
Anything. This is what you do.
They're young.
So Eric Young and Macklin versus.
If it's a way you're gonna try and help use him to get them over, to lily pad them up a bit, this is where you do it.
Lily pad.
I don't know why it's become my new term, but yeah.
Yeah,
MDB said Leviticus Hercules.
Listen, how come Josh didn't see this coming? I mean, Judas, you can't trust Judas.
Exactly.
It's in the name.
It's biblical at this point. You can't trust
Go to the Biblics.
We're taking this shit to the Biblics. Yeah.
Walking weapon and Eric Young. Eric Young's going to turn on him.
Ooh. Is there a reason Eric Young, every time he cuts a promo, he sounds like he's got a mouthful of food or whatever? Like Eric Young and my tag team partner.
He sounds like an old smoking bingo lady.
Exactly. But he's just a bald-headed Canadian.
A very, very strong Canadian content in this segment, by the way.
Yeah, all of the Canadas. You felt the bat signal pulling you back like a magnet.
Josh and Eric Young tag match next week.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Next week, a tag team match between those four.
Judas Icarus is a terrible name. What if it's his actual name?
Blame the parents.
See, now I have to Google it.
I gotta fight your parents. They gotta run the fade.
As a reminder, still to come tonight, Joe Hendry, Matt Cardona, Braxium, Rascalz.
That's a hell of a thing about it, though. Of hey, we haven't gone live in 8 years, and we're going live with drawing from the WWE buzz and everything. And probably our last 3 matches feature the Hardy Boys, then Joe Hendry versus Matt Cardona, aka Zack Ryder, and then we're getting the WWE NXT tag belts featured in what's going to be a hell of a match here. Like that's a way to stack your show and draw in new viewers and new subscribers and all that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Just having the NXT titles alone defended, brings the viewers in, but everything you just named as well brings the viewers into to TNA.
Right.
As up next, we are getting the tag matches. The Hardys will take on Moose and Dango.
Yes, I'm assuming you're on commercial break.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am on commercial break as well. Yeah.
Right. So, KJ, we have talked about this while you were on your pause of the whole TNA being propped up by WWE to block out AEW, WWE going to buy TNA. Your thoughts, sir.
I don't know about the buying. I think there's going to be, especially when you go contractual, I think there's going to be some things in there about non-competes. Like if you work for TNA, you can't just jump ship. There's, a grace period if you take any of our talent, that kind of stuff. I think there will be some caveats to this. Yeah, I think some people out there, like Dirty Dave Meltzer, want this to be such a bad thing. They want this to be a Vince McMahon thing. They can't let go of the past. Times have changed. Management have changed. This deal was signed not to pillage TNA, I do not believe. And again, I don't think other companies are in a position for them to be dictating business decisions that are beneficial for the company. I don't think so.
This to me screams. Do you remember the Dr. Dre and Eminem song "Guilty Conscience"?
Yeah,
A little bit of these voices, and when they talk, I follow. I think this is a little bit of TK out there of no. You put this out there, Dave, because they're hurting my business. They're hurting my overhead. Like I don't think that we already had the handshake deal between TNA and WWE. We didn't need to make anything on paper.
No,
they chose to do it. So I think that trust was already built there. So this is very much of we're going to use you as a territory, a feeder system, what have you. We're going to use you to help get you up and everything. So 100%. But speaking of up, y'all be up. I'll be back.
Oh, there he goes. But yeah, Anthony, I mean, a very interesting. A lot of people want to put the negative spin on this whole situation, but at least short term, this sounds nothing but beneficial, and we're already seeing how it's helping.
Yeah, and for me, I mean, to me, it's like everybody wants to see TNA fade for some reason. So WWE, let's buy TNA. Like I don't understand the narrative behind that. They had the handshake deal, like Nick said earlier last year, which worked out in a way where they wanted to put this thing on paper and make this thing official. I don't think in any way does WWE buy TNA. Like you said, I don't think there's going to be a big poaching of talent. I really think both TNA is going to benefit the most out of this because WWE is so huge. But I really just think this is a talent exchange, and that's what it's going to be throughout this entirety of the partnership. Now, when the partnership runs out, and if they don't renew, I'm sure some TNA talent may want to go to WWE. That's not a bad thing, but it's still not going to be a poaching of talent because TNA knows how to bring people in. They've done it for so many years.
And it's a relationship you do not have to sour. And I mean, at the end of the day, and this is where you get the AEW tribalists kind of talking out of both sides of their mouth of, we're the best wrestling, TNA, we hear a lot of their fans, TNA doesn't count, TNA is nothing, TNA is indie. And then you're like, well, the WWE is just trying to help them. Well, if you guys are so good, why wouldn't you be in those markets? What's stopping you from doing this? If TNA is going to go live in India or South America, why can't y'all do this? Like, I don't understand. It's a fair playing ground, but it's just always these excuses, these complaints, because they're kind of getting beat at their own game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I really believe because TNA is doing so well at this point, is bringing out the AEW diehards to just basically mess over anything that TNA is trying to do and trying to rebuild in 2025. I've even seen people say that Scott D'Amore needs to come back. Why? Like literally, without Scott D'Amore, they've had this partnership with the biggest wrestling company in the world, right?
Yeah.
So it's crazy to even think.
And to your point, surprisingly, the wrestling hasn't dipped a whole lot without Scott.
No, it hasn't. I think it's actually kind of improved a little bit.
Wow, bold statement. But and it might be true. I mean, again, we're off and running right away.
Yeah, with the Hardys versus JDC and Moose.
Hardys are 72% from the chat. Not bad, not bad.
Hey, and I'm looking at the viewership. We crossed over 100.
100.
So thank y'all for tuning in.
Let's go. Thank you, folks. Be a friend, tell a friend. If all 103 people watching right now tell one person, we'll be over 200 in no time. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend. We really want these TNA streams to blow up and force us to make some hard production decisions. But if we can get 100 people on a TNA live, man, we will keep doing them. So we need to support Thursday night and TNA.
Right. Sometimes we have to make some hard decisions.
We might be doing wing night on Sundays.
This
Matt
crowd
Hardy
is hot for the Hardys.
And the crowd is loud.
Yeah.
Again, this is what people forget sometimes is if you're watching as a WWE exec or member of the creative team, and whatever people think about the Hardys, you see them in the ring getting all this love, you're like, yeah, I think we could book them on one of our shows. I think we can bring in something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the Hardys is the catalyst of them trying to find a better home for the show. So, I think this is all good.
Absolutely. What's up, Mr. Quake? How you doing? WWE should be bringing back Elimination Chamber involving TNA top 3 stars and WWE top superstars, both divisions. That would be a great match. That'd be fun. But I mean, the only rumor we have so far, Anthony, is possibly the X division prevalent or present in WWE. Maybe at Mania.
Right. I love how Jordan Grace has championed this partnership on her way out the
Right.
door. And that was the one tweet she put out, bookmark it. We will see what is it, an Ultimate X match at
Yeah,
WrestleMania. Put that on the WrestleMania card right away. I'm there for it.
let's go. Yeah, it'd be cool. You put six, maybe 8 guys, or girls, depending on how you book it. But 8 guys in the match, split it down the middle, like the idea with the elimination chamber. And again, I think you have a lot of potential. You have a lot of high flyers on both shows. Could be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would like to see, if they have it possible, if they do a switcheroo and have the Money in the Bank match with some TNA stars in it.
Ooh.
That would be even interesting to have.
I like it. I like it. As Moose is in control of Matt Hardy at the moment. Still lots to come. Santana will be here. Tag match. Braxium against the Rascalz. Joe Hendry, Matt Cardona. Folks, we are at 115 people. Let's see if we can get to 150 here tonight. I know not many cover TNA, and some only do when it's advantageous to them, but we do cover all the wrestling. And the man sitting next to me is your weekly TNA coverage, but we'd like to get back to it. Anthony, you can speak to it. We covered TNA once upon a time a lot, and
Yes.
we'd like to do it again. This is excellent.
We did cover TNA a lot when it was Impact Wrestling, and it just wasn't in bringing in those numbers like we want them to. But at this point, it seems like we're hitting those numbers, and all 115 of y'all showed up like I asked y'all to last night. So I appreciate it.
Let's go. Let's go. I wonder how much the Hardys contribute to the sale of cargo pants. Now, you mean from a purchasing side or a inspiration side? How many people bought cargo pants because of the Hardys? How do you mean in that one? Yeah, we kind of touched on this. You kind of have more details than I do, Anthony.
Yeah, so right now they're doing a rotation of live episodes and recorded episodes. So tonight they're live, and the next couple of weeks after they'll be recorded. They return live February 20th, and right now that is the last live episode that we know of.
Yeah.
It seems like they're going to come out with these live episodes every couple of months, but we'll see.
I like it. I like it. And I would highly suggest if they get a live episode, make the live episode on a Thursday, like your B pay-per-views. They do a lot of those Friday pay-per-views. If you did like a Thursday night, you made it special, it's going to be one of the offshoot shows. It might help. Moose! Ah!
And right now I do think Sacrifice is headed to a Friday, but we shall see in the future.
Right. Spaz with another 10. Oh, you're right.
Yep, Jeff Hardy hit the swanton for the win. You had to give the Hardys the win on the first episode live.
And you're smart. You start off with a really good ladies match. Bring, especially the boys who are clicking around. You're trying to keep eyes in on this show. You follow it with some good content. The Hardys getting a match. If you're an old fan of the Hardys, you're like, hey, what are they doing? It's a good start to the show. Smart booking.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart booking by TNA tonight. As we still, like you say, got a lot on the card for tonight. And did we just make it an hour? We haven't even made it a full hour yet.
No, not yet.
Now, I've also heard that they may have a 15-minute overrun because
really?
the sports, the channel it airs in your area in Canada had a 15-minute overrun for TNA Impact on the guide. I'm not 100% on that, but somebody took a picture and sent it to me. So
okay. Okay, so they're talking about the tag match tonight. Spaz with the $10 super chat. Tell me like I'm 5. The Mud Show.
Oh, is this 23?
Oh, how did you get slightly ahead of me? 23. Today is January 23rd.
Yeah.
Lights are back on. And we go to commercial. Playing with my emotions. Right. All right. Back to the super chat. I keep missing it. The Mud Show works with new and pick up Osprey, Oak Table, Tommy Itchy Knee, etc. But WWE works with TNA and might pick up Grace, and that is enough of Ghost of Vince takes. I get what you're saying, Spaz. Again, thank you so much for the super chat. But essentially, we saw what Tony did with New Japan and working with TNA and working with AAA, or well, both AAA and the other company down there. It'll come back to me. But again, nobody really said much. But of course, the TNA WWE deal is viewed differently than that relationship. And we saw the pillaging. You see all the New Japan talent that are now in AEW, forcing all the Japanese companies to try and come together to figure out what to do because nobody's wrestling there anymore.
Yeah, I was just about to mention the New Japan and AEW stuff, to the point where I was seeing diehard New Japan pro wrestling fans saying that Wrestle Kingdom wasn't that great because it didn't have the star power that it had in the past.
Yep.
So if we're talking about, you know, companies pillaging talent at this point, you got to mention AEW because they've done it over the past couple of years with New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, ironically, people forget it was this movement and Tony Khan, the onset of what AEW was going to be, that outright gutted Ring of Honor, left Ring of Honor with nothing. They end up, you know, because of the pandemic, closing their doors, and Tony buys them cheap, says he's going to keep the faith, going to run them the way they should, and then he buries it behind a paywall and basically becomes AEW Dark 2.0. He 100%. So if WWE was to do that to TNA, I mean, Tony's just as guilty, and we watched it happen.
Watched it happen with our own eyes in 2024 and, you know, 2023, basically. So, like you said, if we're going to mention one, we have to mention the other. We have to be consistent across the board. That has happened with both companies.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it only seems fair. Like, again, hold each one by the same standard. And at the end of the day, I mean, again, I want to see the positives in this. I want to be hopeful. If the worst case scenario starts playing out, we'll be right here to talk about it and be shaking our heads and, you know, disappointed if the relationship disintegrates. But right now, it just sounds like something really cool, nice, real crossover. We don't get those legitimate crossovers at all. So I think Nick is the one that kind of used the term territory. It got that vibe of like you're crossing into another territory and anybody could win. Anything could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm in full agreement with you. And you know, when it comes to people like Jordan Grace and Josh Alexander, who are, you know, potentially jumping ship to WWE, all of this was set in motion before, you know, there was really an agreement with WWE and TNA to work together. So it wasn't like they were, you know, moving talent away, right? Jordan Grace, she amended her contract, you know, months before all of that happened with, you know, WWE. It was just brought to our attention during the WWE and TNA crossover. So
100%. Welcome back, Mr. Nick. Sammy Callahan's in the ring, and he said he was going to demand to know the 23. We just got another 23 tease right before Nick came back, and I believe we're about to find out who it may be.
Michael Jordan.
Somebody said, could it be Tom Piscock, who did copy trademark? Sorry, what was the name he trademarked? It sucks.
No, it's Christ. I know our buddy Big Ben Bishop was out there like, I how do I feel about Bishop or whatever? But it's like, no,
we
man,
got
Steph D. Lander.
She can't be 23.
Bishop Dyer.
Oh, and she's holding the digital media title.
Hey, it's
the new digital
she
media
was
champion.
23.
No, but she's your champion. She gets PCO's belt.
Well, she got it in the divorce. Yeah, Auntie right there. And she's like the MVP of last weekend, by the way.
Oh, wait a minute. She has a boyfriend.
Mance.
Lev.
It's got to be Steve.
Please.
Mance.
Don't disappoint me. It has to be Crazy Steve.
Steve's out there doing dark matches. Mance.
That's fine.
Could it be PCO back again?
Could you imagine it's PCO? The crowd's buzzing! Man, Warner, you go! How did you? I haven't even heard that.
Man, Warner.
Because I know they're in a real life relationship and everything like that. So that's the only reason. And I know that he's been a fucking stud. He's the one that I sat there and I threw out there and I wanted to be included for the breakouts and everything for 2024. He's been an absolute fucking stud. And he just dropped the GCW belt and he's been out there now it's TV time for Mance and everything. So let's fucking go.
Is. That's pretty
I'm not
cool.
upset
That's pretty
about
swell.
this.
Oh, they're ugly kissing.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
They're having a second match between their tonsils.
Mance is so good. This is going to be really good.
He's a guy, him versus Joe Hendry. Let's go. I want that. Please. Anthony, in one night, you've already showed me back, and now I got to watch TNA Weekly.
Right? Now, Steph, she was injured. I guess she's feeling better.
Yeah, the neck. Hey, she just take them up. She just took some tonsil hockey. She got 4 checks in the boards. Yeah.
I wonder if the original plan with PCO was for him to drop that title tonight to Mance Warner, which would probably make sense.
Right.
But
yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm not doing the job, bro.
Exactly.
I dare have a woman stab me. He was out there like goddamn Gerald Briscoe.
That's really cool.
Pat Patterson.
The crowd felt let down. Do you guys feel like that?
I don't, but I know who Mance Warner is.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it was more of the crowd really not knowing who Mance Warner is. That could be the case.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised and I'm shocked and I'm happy. So I still want it to be Crazy Steve, but I think he's going to, to AEW.
I'm telling you right now, folks. If you don't know
out here.
Hey, well,
Little Santina.
You can thank me for the TNA NXT deal. Yes, folks. If you don't know who Mance Warner is, look up any match he's had in 2024, especially in GCW, and just enjoy.
I mean, you could probably go further back than that, but you're not wrong at all. Mance is an absolute beast. His come up has been good. 2024, like you said, bit of a breakout year for him. But I mean, he really grew, but he's a fun time. So yeah, tune in for that.
And super talented and actually really well on the stick and everything too. Is not just he's a deathmatch guy.
As here come the Rascalz, folks.
Yeah, I think we're getting the NXT title match now.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna get the main events of Cardona and Hendry. So there you go.
Their entrance is wicked, though. Absolutely wicked.
Are they 2024 Hardys?
Yeah.
I feel like they've kind of been, or they're this generation's Hardy Boys.
I don't know if it goes that deep, but yeah. I mean, again, they got a vibe. They've been around for so long, though, bro.
Well, they both come out like Jeff Hardy. I'll give you that, but still,
I'll give you that.
Everyone knows Jeff Hardy's the cool Hardy boy,
right?
No one's dressing up as Matt. Everyone's Well, everyone was hitting swanton bombs, not leg drops.
It's true. Lots of a lot of neck injuries out there.
Fuck.
Rascalz taking on Fraxium, folks. Who you taking? How's this one gonna play out? Don't forget, Joe Hendry is going to defend his title against Matt Cardona here tonight, plus more to come. So it's gonna be a fun one. We're back at it for SmackDown tomorrow. And before we get to start with 111 people, I do want to introduce you to the Tea Time Tony t-shirt. As always, Tony wants to know, how did we get here? Well, you can find out how we got here by tuning into all our TNA coverage with Tony Tea Time. And make sure you get your t-shirts today. Hoodies, tank tops, all the fun stuff. Pumped to finally have a Tony T. We actually have a second design as well. But stay tuned for more, folks. And go give Anthony some love. Go get your Tea Time Tony t-shirt from the store down below today.
Absolutely. I like the design.
Tea Time
Man's
Tony
got his own coffee shop out there. When life would always be this way.
Mr. Central Perk.
Yeah, exactly.
Fraxium for the win. How we feeling? How we feeling on this one, boys? 81% saying Fraxium in the chat.
I'm excited. I'm excited for this one. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a really good match here. And if they do the all-time unthinkable and have them win the titles,
Woo!
I'm all for it. But either way, whoever wins, I'm excited that this is actually happening, and this is a history-making moment that we all can witness together.
Right. My only hesitation with Fraxium is every time I think they're going to lose, they win again. So
that is true.
Because they're fucking good though. Like they're so like
So
under, like you don't expect them or think of them to be the best tag team right now in pro wrestling, but they are.
Well, it's funny. Yeah. I mean, you think back to when they kind of first got started and we were calling them Not Man and Robin and laughing at them and like, oh, what are they going to do? And then they had a really good match with that team, then this team, and then another good match and just title defense, title defense, title defense. We're like, who are these guys?
Right.
Yeah. Well, it stakes to their claim of how I'm out here marking out of we're getting the Rascalz versus Fraxium because of how built up Fraxium is. To where Booker's out there getting mad because they didn't call him Fraxium.
Right.
I think either way, this is going to be a hell of a match. I would not be mad if the Rascalz win the tag belts.
Not at all. I don't see it, but I wouldn't be mad at all.
I've got tagging and Miguel and Frazier with the Rip Hamilton. Did that just come back? Like I felt like he wasn't wearing that recently on TV, or am I reminiscent?
I think he was the last match he had, right?
Fair enough.
Because
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. No, because he showed up at Genesis and everything. Sans mask.
He doesn't wear it when he's not in the ring.
You're going to be front row. You're literally as close to front row as you could be, my guy. I think you'd want to brace a little bit for impact. Pun intended.
Yeah. No, I feel like he's had it as of late. So I guess he picks and chooses.
He's just out there doing the Rip Hamilton of I have a good game. I'm shooting all the threes when I got the mask on. I suck ass when I'm taking off.
Right. And I will remind everyone, Ariana Grace is on commentary. Anthony, I kind of want to throw this question at you and kind of reword it a little bit, but do you still think that Jordan will not be in the Rumble this year?
I'm still leaning on her not being in the Rumble. Okay. I do believe she'll be in WWE. I think that's just unquestionable, but I don't think she's going to be in the Rumble. But I like when the first comes around, February 1st, I could be 100% wrong, but I'm betting that she's not in the Rumble.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's a tough show.
I'll take that bet. I think she'll be in. There was rumors that she was already showing up at the Performance Center.
Well, I'm like, I mean, does she show up in NXT? Do you set up like Jordan Grace Zarya for a run for a while? Does she kind of work her way up?
People throw out Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley for the world title, and I'm not even mad at it. So I don't hate that.
Interesting. Is that too quick? Where does she go from there if she doesn't win?
Jordan Grace is a fucking juggernaut, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you want to capitalize on the momentum, it may not be too quick, but then also in turn, I think I seen MDB tweet about it earlier today, giving him a shout out, saying if we're going to complain about new stars coming in immediately getting a title shot, we need to do the same thing for Jordan Grace, which I kind of agree there because she technically would be new to WWE in a way. So I mean, I get it. So both I can see her getting the title shot, but then there's some women out there that you also can have Rhea Ripley face potentially at WrestleMania that's been in the WWE for a minute.
Oh, hot tag.
Jordan Grace versus Julia.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I think Zarya is a good one to start with. I think Jordan against anybody down there is going to be outstanding. A really good push for her to get up to the top, but part of me wonders if there is I completely argue all the time with this idea that you can't sign someone, bring them in, push them hard. Like there's nothing wrong with that. I think that some companies go the opposite way too much of you make a big deal. Oh my God, we signed this guy. Now he's going to fight every jobber we can find for the next 6 months. It's a tough show for me. So I could see her at the Rumble, but I also think there's a lot of possibility about what she can do in NXT.
If Jordan goes to NXT, I don't put her versus Zarya or anything
But they did. Why not?
No, well, she's got to get wins initially and everything. I don't want
And
her
beat
taking
Zarya?
wins away from Zarya and everything.
can have,
Zarya, I'm still trying to build up. So I push her versus,
Mhm.
like you kind of said, jobbers. She squashes a lot of people. She Goldbergs people.
Yeah, but I have no problem. And you got to remember, NXT was built on really good matches, and anybody could win, anybody could lose. A loss doesn't end your career. You can have a really good match that you come short of.
Zarya just started.
Yeah, it's fine. So a
Just
great
the
way
same
for
as Jordan
both,
did, though.
so it's great for both women to have a really good run, and they've already teased it. Do keep that in mind, right? Like that was one of the teases when Jordan was here last, of like, ooh, these two big bodies could get at it.
Right.
You heard me, folks.
They mentioned Seth Rollins on commentary just a second ago, but I don't know what they were talking about that involved Seth Rollins.
Wow. From Axiom on a Frazier after a superplex.
The super kick tandem offense.
Yeah.
Dos.
Dos amigos, dos. See, it fits with Axiom because, our favorite Spaniard.
Mm-hmm. MDB, solid point, sir. TNA chance.
Yeah, that's absolutely the case, MDB. Put her in the mid-card division for a little bit. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you, and I haven't confirmed this, but I guess in Lyra's now Twitter, need a on the button from Wentz on Axiom.
Everyone down.
But Lyra was pointing out all her accomplishments of, first ever women's intercontinental champion, NXT women's champion, all to be called Bird Lady. And I was like, oh.
I think I did see something like that.
I
Really?
I'm going to go and double check, but y'all can double check too. But I saw that going around and I was like, folks, now it ain't a gimmick of, we say the channel that the rest is a listening to.
Oh, sorry. He got his face kicked in.
One of the 5 toes straight to the face kick.
This match is on fucking fire.
It's in her bio. Just wanted to point that out.
There we go. There we go.
She put it in her bio.
She did.
Dude, that's all.
This match is going so fast.
This match is
the double super kick.
The Rascalz might do it. The Rascalz might do it.
Oh, we want some.
Wait, are they gonna do it?
No way. No way.
Are they gonna do it?
Blockbuster powerbomb. One.
Oh, that close. That close. That close. That close. What a match. What a match, folks. 110 people hanging out with us. Let's go.
I get why they did it on live, but imagine if they did. Oh, we're going to double Chico Nendos.
Wesley,
distraction. Oh, Tyreek.
What kind of
Tyreek and Tyson out here causing the distraction. We're setting this up. I was about to say, imagine they do this on a pay-per-view, whatever. We're moving this stuff wholesale, folks.
Where's Mims?
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. That's the only Mims I can think of.
Spanish Fly.
Now with Axiom, is it just a fly?
Right.
He's Spanish. Oh, 450. 1, 2, 3.
What a match.
What a fucking match.
Wow.
Makes all of the sense, and now you've set up for beyond this.
Right, absolutely.
Wesley wasn't done, but now Wesley has 2 troopers to help him fight. So that would set up the Rascalz versus Tyson and Tyreek. That's interesting.
I wonder if this brings in Myron Reed, to help out.
I'd assume.
Yeah.
Myron Reed comes back to save the day.
Exactly.
Well, 6-man. It sets up the 6-man because Which, by the way, do we want to give Wesley and Tyreek and Tyson, a name or whatever? Do they have a name or anything? Yeah.
I haven't thought of anything yet. It's so new.
Well, out there after Trick smacked the fucking sugar honey iced tea out of Wesley.
Right? Match of the year candidate. That was a hell of a match.
That was a great tag team match. There's a lot of tag team matches that got to come after that one. That was really good.
Best tag team match so far of 2025.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure. Anybody think of a contender they would go up against that one?
I mean, it'd be hard pressed to even find a tag team division worth that and everything. And then now, like you, Anthony, brought up of Myron Reed, I think you get straight out the Rascalz versus Wesley, Tyreek, and Tyson, and you get that at a Full Sail show. I was even initially thinking during that matchup, this is so good. Why are we not doing this in on a NXT pay-per-view or anything?
It's possible, but bow down.
Consider this the invitation to my gangster nation.
Right? Bow down.
No.
West Side, I like that a lot. Well played, Willie.
What the fuck? Well played, Willie. One-eyed Willie.
One-eyed Willie. If Trick is on his way out, does West go over next week on NXT? Maybe with help of
yeah.
Does the makeup artist help him of actually selling the fucking slap punching? Because he started off with 4 fingers at least by the time he ended the match. Yeah, one slot. I've never seen a Bruce heel during a match.
What an absolute burner of a match, folks.
Yeah, great match.
But that only leaves, I think, one match left. No, we got lots of time left.
Well, we got about, it depends on when we come out of this commercial, but we've got about 40 minutes or so left. And trying to remember what else was advertised.
We still got to hear from Tessa, and then
fuck off. No, we don't.
Mike Santana was up next, so we got that too.
There you go.
Santana, you get 20 minutes. Tessa, you get no minutes.
Right? You get no minutes. All right, Anthony, going to take a pause for the cause. Leave us 2 lonely old souls here for the fun, but he shall return.
Well, as you take a pause too, I guess, as I'm just the only poor unfortunate soul out here.
Literally talking. I'm like, wait a minute, what did I do?
I'm the poor unfortunate soul. I'm Ursula,
right?
In Little Mermaid out here.
Right, but Myron Reed in NXT, let's go. It's a possibility.
Absolutely. Well, and then Charles said that was a great moment. Nick Trick smacked the earth, wind, and fire out of West. That man smacked the rings out of him. Boy,
I want to see Trick just slap the shit out of people when he gets to the main roster. Just walk around slapping people. I will remind everyone we are back tomorrow for SmackDown, 7:30 p.m. We will be live for 3 hours of SmackDown, folks. Be there for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Saturday night, we go live, 7:45 p.m. again for our Saturday night main event live stream. It's going to be a fun one. Saturday night main event 2, stacked card. We'll be peeking in at Collision as well for those who want to know what's going on there. And remember, folks, we've had a great night here on the channel. If you want to continue to see us doing Thursday night TNA coverage, make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you make comments after this video. When we ask you to rate the show, put your 2 cents on the polls as well. Let us know if you want us here on Thursdays, and we might have to shuffle some programming around for y'all.
Have your voices heard if you want us to see us continue covering TNA. As I've got Mike Santana coming out or in the ring right now.
Yep,
he's a guy that, to me, much like we talked about with Joe Hendry, if you're TNA, you strapping him like the rocket to. He's one of the top guys, the faces of your company right now.
And he's another guy that I think has a WWE capability and possibility if he continues to do what he's doing. But 2025, I think, has a lot of big things planned for Mike Santana. And he got the rub from Josh Alexander on Saturday, or sorry, on Sunday. He's had a very good rise. He's another good example of what you might have done with this guy if you had him.
Well, and TNA back in the 2010, wow. But does WWE start to pillage TNA though? Because like you said, Mike Santana is a guy that has like WWE could use the shit out of. Do they start to pillage and plunder?
I don't think so. And I think I honestly think the contract that they signed, I would imagine, has some verbiage in there preventing from that happening. I do think there will be an exchange of talent. I think some things are inevitable. But I do think at the same time, there's a level of respect here. And then the question becomes, who on the WWE roster is not being used much or very well that could end up in TNA? You know, is that door does swing both ways.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ooh. As Santana stating his claim to be a TNA champion. Santana versus Oba or Hendry versus Oba?
Wait a minute. Look what we got.
Mustafa Ali, Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababa.
Let's go. Mustafa Ali returns to NXT programming.
He's another guy though that he's a free agent, but he's still got such a buzz, such a draw attraction. I've been a fan of him even when he was in WWE. He was with TNA for a bit, did the independents a bit, just showed up for House of Glory because Zilla couldn't make it, took on Cardona. So, yeah, this is really interesting.
Paul's killing me. Guys, have you ever heard of that TNA show called Hard to Find? It's on Impact Plus if you have it. And where else is
we
it?
Shared all the free promo codes, not sponsored. Mustafa Ali.
He is signed with TNA.
Let's go.
Official, like a referee whistle.
But this is interesting, though, of how many guys sign with TNA because they won't sign with WWE. And let me backdoor my way.
Right. Well, now there's an avenue. They see a path.
Yeah.
If I can go to this company and do really well with those eyes directly on me, I think I'm good enough to get myself to the next door. And I think that's what some of these guys are thinking, right? And
I know you mentioned that I said it and everything. To me, this feels like this is now, I feel like pro wrestling's reverting back to the territories a bit. You saw all of Japan all aligned together. Now WWE's reaching out partnerships with this, that, and the third and everything. How can I bring it here? WWE ID. I think we're getting closer back towards the territory days. And this could be of, hey, if I show I can do what I need to do in TNA, then I can get over that way too, as well.
But again, he didn't even acknowledge Mike Santana. But that would be interesting. Ali's back. Ali Santana. Both guys saying they want the world title. Not bad.
Right.
Yes. Chicago's own.
Yeah, former Chicago PD.
Yeah, that's true. I like this gimmick though, with the Secret Service and the pompous politician vibe.
This is what he was doing though for a bit in WWE before they kind of decided not. What is Pete Rosenberg doing escorting Tessa Blanchard out here?
Up next, Tessa Blanchard, yay or nay, but
how are you going to sneak that fucking chin through anybody or past anybody? That's comes 2 rooms before you get there. Pause.
It's too funny, but Tessa Blanchard will be up next. Very interesting to see what she's got on her mind and where she goes from here. I imagine we're about to hear a lot of boos for a lot of reasons. He just upstaged Santana. He did. I was going to ask you a question. Oh, somebody asked about show quality. Now, I'm live every Wednesday. I know you watch every Wednesday. Here we are on a Thursday, and a couple people have made a comment about the show quality. I enjoyed AEW last night, but as far as a cohesive, organized show with like the matches on TNA tonight have been outstanding. But the tag team match, like the matches aren't all over the arena. They're actual matches in the ring. There is a more cohesive vibe to TNA Impact than we do get on Dynamite.
Well, it's a bit of a split of when it comes to production and everything. Like, if I was going to say anything production wise, AW wins, honestly. As far as cohesiveness, one thing plays into the next of knowing what you're doing and all of that. And I guess experience with tapings comes TNA. AW still has a lot of WCW growing pains. I was going to ask you about this because obviously we're here for Wednesday. I watched Wednesdays, but it was all good until it wasn't, until the main event, until the Boar Horsemen. That's what they are right now. Is
a lot
the
of
Boar
people
Horsemen.
I know. Yeah. Here's the thing, and you actually touched on this talking about AEW earlier, in a different regard. Like we kind of talking about it with the Hurt Syndicate. I talked a lot about last night where they have you see the talent they have, and it just feels like everybody's in the wrong place. And too many of the really good guys are in the middle of the show or at the bottom of the show, and then the people we don't give a fuck about or that suck are at the top of the show. And that's what last night felt like. If you would have went off the air with that tag match, where the tag match happens, Bobby, Shelton win, and the last thing you see is MVP and them three in the ring holding the belts up. You go off the air, you end that show on a high note. You send everyone home happy. It's a good vibe. But you bring in this Moxley shit, and I've heard some diehards, even digital car diehards, literally bashing the living shit out of the Death Riders and what they're doing. This Moxley stuff is burying this company, and it is bad. You had your best shit, and even though, like, even Ospreay and Penny, what a wicked fun segment, but those guys should be at the top, not in the middle. Why is Jericho getting so much airtime? Why is Sasha got 4 belts? Why is everybody seems like they're in the wrong position? They have the wrong dance partners. You have all the pieces. I always say he has all the ingredients for the recipe, Nick, and doesn't know how to cook for shit.
Has anyone checked Tony Khan for dyslexia or anything like that? Because I'm starting to think he reads shit backwards or anything, because I'm not going to touch that coming out right now. But even then, I'm still, like you were even saying, if you would have put the Moxley segment at the start of the show and you ended it with Kenny and Ospreay, if you would have literally flipped the entire program just in order, that's all you needed to change. I think you do yourself 10 times over service.
Right.
It's just become such a landfill. And the fact that no one can hear like the actual genuine discourse of Moxley's not over. It's not It's not even working with your hardcores, Tony. You're dedicated. I love everything AW, and to hell with anything else. Still hates the fucking Moxley and crew. Still hates the Death Riders.
Boo! So Tessa Blanchard's cutting a promo.
I was trying to talk to her whole promo. Yeah.
What's that?
I was joking and saying I was trying to talk to her whole promo, but yeah.
Oh, there's your daddy.
Oh, there's Tully. You don't fucking put me on camera. Again, she had arguably, you and Anthony both felt it, of the best match of TNA Genesis and everything. Yes. Her in-ring work is not what kept her off TV. No. It might be a little bit of that southern accent and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's tricky in the sense that I mean, me and Anthony agreed it was the best match of the night overall. Solid wrestling match. One of the best women's matches of this early 2025. But again, the fans are chanting she is racist. We know her history. Some fans do, some fans don't. Her issue isn't her in-ring ability, it's her overall personality. Again, there had to be some type of conversation for this contract to happen, for her to be here. I don't know what the conversations have been, but man, if nothing else, she is an absolute fucking heel because of it and other reasons.
Yeah, but I mean, even the crowd right now is letting her can have it to where she's even having a pivot of like, my father's here. Like, I sometimes, and this is going to be the one thing I say,
stop.
Of the lack of an apology sometimes is louder than actually having an apology.
Yeah, but we don't know that she didn't apologize. That's the thing. We don't know the situation.
Obviously.
And this thing, this internet vibe, and I think you and I talked about this before. She doesn't owe us an apology, Nick. The internet is not owed like a public, hi, everybody. No, you make amends with the people you do wrong, and then you move on. And if that's what she's done, fine. But you do not owe
you're not gonna circumvent, you're not gonna curtail any of this. You're feeding into it more.
She's a heel. They're turning it into money. Like, she's a heel. They know the backstory. We don't. But she doesn't need to come on. And Nick, I'm very sorry. She doesn't owe us anything.
I'm not sure she needs to apologize to me personally, but I feel like
you don't have to apologize to the internet.
She hasn't addressed anything though. Like,
why? But again, obviously with her employers, she did.
And that's what's going to be interesting. It's going to, like, how much do you want to play into this as this being heel heat? To me, it's the Hogan effect. Like, CM Punk got a babyface pop sitting there talking about how he's going to, dump out and end Hulkamania, even throw Hulk Hogan into the Royal Rumble and everything because of the boos that Hogan got. Like, it's a very sensitive subject. I'll put it that way.
Absolutely.
And of my complexion aren't the best to fucking speak on it, but I feel that I don't know how much you want to just let the audience hijack the show with saying what they said.
But how are they? Look, you know what? We covered it live, Nick, and not one of us mentioned that they were chanting it. We missed it.
That could have been purposely. You don't know.
Well, I don't think that was the case. Oh, we got company. Oh, hello.
I heard the chatter about Miss Tessa.
It's a tough one.
I guess for me, when it comes to Tessa Blanchard, and I've talked to a couple of friends about this, I grew up in a household where second chances was a thing, right? My dad owned a cleaning business at one point, and the people that he hired throughout the entirety of that cleaning business were people that were in jail, that were people that did some of the worst things possible, and he gave them a second chance to better their lives. So when it comes to me in a Tessa Blanchard and being a person of color, that she offended, I'm here for the second chance, and people might not like that, but I am here for the second chance. I do agree with KJ that personally, for me, she doesn't owe the public an apology. Now, people don't want to take the time out to search, but the person that she did offend, they actually made amends, and it's evident on Instagram and Twitter. They actually took pictures, hugged it out. They talked about new beginnings and things of that sort. So the person that that was really around that issue with Tessa, she did make up. But with the other women, I don't know. I just don't know. But I'm here for the second chance for Tessa. As a content creator in the space, and I'm not talking about this channel, but as a content creator on TikTok, I've seen a lot of people talk about this. But one thing I didn't see talked about is just a second chance. Now, when it comes to Hulk Hogan, Hulk Hogan has did some.
He's had a lot of chances.
Exactly. But with Tessa, I want to see the improvement. And I think sometimes you have to give a person space to see the improvement. So that's why in this, as a person that has to cover TNA so much, I'm going to try to do my best to separate the issue with the actual wrestling. And that's kind of how I'm going to put it right there.
Beautifully said. And again, it's a really tough one, right? Because we know what she did, and it's hard to look past that behavior. And it's upsetting, it's disappointing. But again, I mean, at what point is she allowed to kind of find her, like, does her life end? Is there nothing she can do to kind of get back into the mix? So hopefully she learned. And if she didn't learn, she'd be out as fast as she came in. And next time people won't forgive.
Exactly. And Booker T even said it, I think, on one of his podcasts. He was like, just back away and let this woman try to rejuvenate her career. And coming from somebody that's went through a lot of stuff in his career with racism, I think that was big of Booker T to say, on his podcast.
Oh, there's the infamous picture of Booker T and Hogan. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah, no, and 100%. I could not have put it better, obviously, Anthony, with what she said, of clearly what she can do in ring. It is miles above what the internet will tell you about her. So yeah.
No, and I mean, again, it's tough, but we're in such a, again, I feel like too often, like, people on the internet are waiting for their, like, somebody that
gotcha
makes a
moment.
mistake.
Everyone wants a gotcha moment.
Yeah, and they want to have the person show up at their door and be like, "Listen, I said some shit. I'm so sorry. I did this. Like, everybody wants their individual apology. For my only stance is she has to make amends with the people she hurt. Period."
I agree with you on that. I definitely do agree.
And I mean, we're all shocked that she came back. We thought she was done forever. So to me, there had to be something backstage that made them feel comfortable. Like, if she was blatantly belligerent and hadn't changed or hadn't made amends in any way, shape, or form, I can't imagine they'd be putting her on their programming.
Yeah, and she was, from what I'm understanding, she had been in Mexico for some time in AAA wrestling. So I'm not sure, TNA could have talked to their officials to see, like, how was she backstage with other women. I don't know, but TNA sees something, and there's a reason why they brought her back. We may never know why they brought her back, but as of right now, she is here, and she may be here to stay for a minute.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have some sort of level of comfortability with bringing her back and everything, whether it's either going to be cohesive or disrupt your locker room.
Yeah.
It's a star power, it's attraction. You're going to get people talking about TNA with it. So they had to know what they were signing on for.
Yeah. And beyond being ignorant and disrespectful, she was also described as a bully, as somebody that was hard to work with, that picked on a lot of the girls. It wasn't just one issue. It was kind of a collective of just an overall shit attitude. And maybe some people have some growing up to do, some growing pains. And I mean, I'm not nearly perfect enough to bury somebody forever. Let's see how she handles it. If she fucks up, and again, I said, forgiveness only goes so far. But with all that being said, folks, we do have a main event. Joe Hendry defending his title against Matt Cardona. Frankie Kazarian at ringside. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it, TNA.
Don't you fucking dare. Yeah, but Tessa Blanchard and Britt Baker, two dudes with attitude. The two-man power trip right there.
Right. Put them together.
I do want to mention that I missed the whole Mustafa Ali moment. I was
soon as
the music hit, I was over here like, oh my God, it's Mustafa Ali. And for him to sign with TNA, that's huge. That's really huge. But I know Shawn Michaels was a big fan of Mustafa Ali, and he was really doing some things, with him before he just got released all of a sudden. I think he was released in the middle of a storyline that he was in. So this could be a way, to get him back, in NXT a little bit, but him signing with TNA is huge.
Absolutely. I think it's huge. And I mean, it's funny because, you see certain people where it's almost like we'll sign like a short-term deal or a per appearance kind of thing. Now all of a sudden, this is the little things. WWE's presence. Oh yeah, I'll sign for a little bit. Well, we'll see what we can do here. I mean, again, it only helps. And Mustafa Ali coming in and doing something helps the company.
Oh, 100%. And how many of these are like hometown deals? A little bit.
A little bit.
I'll sign here for X amount versus I know they were offering XYZ amount, but yeah, I'm not going to be locked in over there.
Right.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure with this deal, like we don't know all the undercover stuff that's happening, but I'm sure these NXT and TNA talents are going to be cashing 2 checks. They're going to get a check from WWE and a check from TNA. So I think this is great all around. And for someone who's been watching TNA, I thought after he lost the X Division title, that was it. He wasn't showing his face, again in TNA, but they never removed him from the roster page on the website. So this is huge.
Yeah, and him and Santana should be good.
Yes. I have a question for Anthony because I know he has the same feed as I do. You're KJ, I assume, in commercial. Anthony, I have just Joe Hendry and Matt Cardona prancing and standing in their corners in the ring and everything. I almost would rather watch something else instead of just watching these 2 grown men who are about to be in a world title match do absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I would like to see them actually. They could use this time like they do with the international feeds of Monday Night Raw and actually have like a segment, or you can see them because Matt Cardona, I think, has a mic in his hand. He might have just dropped it, but have a promo or something at this point.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't mind. I saw a couple content creators kind of belly aching about like the kind of slideshow you get on the international, like what we get in Canada. I mean, if you don't know the show, if you're a casual fan or a new fan, a relapsed fan, and during the commercial, you don't actually get a commercial, but you have kind of, this is Io Sky, this is this person. I don't mind it. Like, I think, so it's better than, for me, I like the little countdown better than I like the commercials. So,
no, I agree with you because you got that little countdown in the at the top of the screen. Yeah,
but you get like whole promo segments and everything like that. You're out there having half the matches,
right?
I did notice though last night with the NXT international stream, they were showing the matches during commercial this week. So maybe that they're going to roll that out, over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, much better. I do like when you get no commercials. That's kind of the way to go if you have to go.
If you had to pick someone to cash in on a world champion, Frankie Kazarian or Christian Cage?
They're both fucking lost in the wind.
I was just about
both shit gimmicks. Yeah.
I think I'd rather Frankie do it just because at least I know the story and the chase of Joe getting his belt back will be done pretty well. The Christian Cage thing, I have no fucking idea what they're gonna do here.
No, he gets involved with Cope. I think that's more obvious than Christian Cage and Cope is more of an obvious thing than anything involving fucking Hanky the Tanky Kazarian.
Right. But Frankie at least is a strong pro. I think it'll be a good story.
He is strong towards retirement. He's holding the retirement door. He's an AIRP member. He's out there for skin ass. He's out there,
Nice start to this match. Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. Well, this is still insane of normally your first defense is like, well, you're going to take on the guy you just beat, or you're going to take on Gilbert for the fucking world title, and you're going to squash him in 2 minutes to show how dumb you are. No, we're getting Joe Hendry versus Matt Cardona of a guy that literally flip a coin and they could win it.
Right.
Kazarian and Christian with Money in the Bank S contracts is so uninteresting. Kazarian's a little more interesting. Like I said, I mean, the problem with Christians is it's been all over the place, and the main event situation in AEW is a nightmare. Like, trying to follow along is a nightmare. Everybody's beating up everybody, and you don't know why. And next thing, the Rock and Roll Express is being concertoed, and people are drinking poison, and it's just too much.
Do we like
don't know.
Jay White at Grand Slam? Side question. Anthony, you can answer original question, but do we like Jay White at
I think it's gonna
Grand
be a
Slam?
title match. Maybe, but I see why you think that. I don't know, dude. Like out of left field, right? There's so many people he's fighting with right now.
Yeah, it's a lot to just kind of pinpoint what's going on in the AEW main event scene.
Oh, we're walking around with a
He's
suspended
got him up for a
suplex.
hot minute. Down hard.
He's letting that man cool off like a pizza slice.
Yeah.
They'll blow on you.
Pause.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Pause.
Cardona would have been great WWE pickup last year at the hype of his indie god stuff. Now, that's a good point.
Yeah, you're not terribly wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of agree there. I still think if he showed up, it would be massive, a massive reaction from the crowd. But yeah, he was more popular, about a year or so ago as that indie god.
Yeah,
you're not wrong. What?
Sorry, real quick. Bigger miss of a pickup of indie god Zach Cardona, Matt Cardona, Jesus Christ. Or fire me, you fucking Mark, MJF.
It's a tricky one because I don't feel like MJF was ever truly available.
Fair.
I don't believe. I think part of it was an angle, part of it was story. I truly don't believe he was ever actually free from his contract. I think he was trying to get an extension, which he did.
Extension and more money.
And a tattoo.
What?
I said, and a tattoo.
I just know that he has seriously cooled off. That's what I know.
Oh, this man is the fucking Titanic iceberg out there. I'm waiting. I feel like I'm kind of Jack or Rose out there on the fucking door frame.
Yeah, that scarf that you love to wear is getting a little bit frosty.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
He's Mr.
As we go to our last commercial break, I'm assuming of the night, with about 12 minutes left on the clock. Rolling through this main event, Matt Cardona in control of Joe Hendry right now. Lots going on, folks. Get in that chat. Click all the buttons. Don't forget, we are back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. for SmackDown. Looking forward to SmackDown. Lots going on in the WWE. A 3-hour SmackDown, so we'll see how it carries this week. Hopefully it's a strong one. But Tama Tonga taking on LA Knight. MCMG against Pretty Deadly, and so much more. And then, of course, we are back on Saturday night main events. Gunther and Jey Uso in one of the matches for the show. The show is stacked. They keep adding to it. Looking forward to this one on Saturday at 7:30 p.m. I think it's at 7:45 earlier.
Fair enough, but still, Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman right there out the gate of that's getting the thing versus the fucking Hulk out there of just Hulk smash of who's gonna fucking win out there.
Right.
Yeah, that's gonna be a huge match. And then you got Nia Jackson and Rhea Ripley throwing it down again for the first time in a minute. So I'm excited for that. Card is looking pretty good. Card is really looking good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, that whole contract signing with, or the face-to-face with HBK in the middle. Is somebody gonna accidentally hit HBK?
He won't see it coming with the fucking eyes here. All right, which one kicked me?
KO hit Michaels with a stunner.
Right, which one do you hit me?
Yeah, which one do you hit me?
All right, I am you. No, you is blind.
What's up, Maddie? How you doing? Do you guys think that Matt Cardona will be in the Men's Royal Rumble this year, or was he better showing up last year? I think we just kind of touched on this one. But the only thing I say about Cardona is he's such a polished pro at this point that with the WWE production, if they do bring him in, there's a lot of good things they could do with Matt Cardona. He's going to give you a great match. You can give him the microphone for half an hour. He won't bore you. Like, the guy can work. The guy's an all-around worker.
You bring Cardona in NXT, mid-card, upper mid-card, world title picture. Where do you bring Cardona in?
Oh, I think you bring him to the main roster. I don't think he might negotiate that he goes to the main roster. I don't know if he would stop at NXT. He might, but I don't think so.
I think you add him mid card, like IC belt US title picture. I think he slides right into there pretty perfectly and can run away with the division there. Like he can be your LA Knight, what LA Knight was before a bit.
I think it would be cool for him to come in and win the US title and him and Chelsea Green be US champions for the WWE. That would be cool.
I like it. I like that a lot. I like that an absolute ton. And the idea, I mean, listen, LA Knight and Matt Cardona will cook. Like, and I know the LA Knight's not the champion right now, but those two in that division, like, give them the mics, let them yell at each other.
Yeah.
Well, you have that whole division of now, like Bronson Reed, of Andrade, Carmelo Hayes, etc., of across the board on both shows and everything. But yeah, you just get Cardona out there with the super orange spray tan and Chelsea Green dresses like the Undertaker, and we'll be right there, Raiders raid.
Jokes. It's not bad. It's not a bad show. He joined like with Nivens. Maybe they give him a couple lackeys, and they have a whole little faction. Right?
Breaker 19. I have the 10 Z Long and iced tea walking through the hallway now.
Right. Matt Cardona laying the boot. Speaking of Mr. Green.
Yeah. It's not disrespectful. Is that what he is now? Oh, you're no longer Zack Ryder. You're no longer Matt Cardona. You're Mr. Chelsea Green.
Mr. Chelsea Green in the house. She bringing the belt home. She's the one keeping her pants up with belts right now.
Right.
Slam. The boys. Slam.
Jokes. Let's go.
The commentators just announced that Wesley will be in action next week against Ace Austin.
Wait,
on
TNA IMPACT. How we get there?
I don't know, but that's what they said.
He fucked around.
That's gonna be a great match
on an Ace.
That's a hell of a booking. Like, let's go.
Joe got
go with a big suplex. Holy shot.
Yeah, well, Joe's got a little scratch there, a little on the side of his face. I saw.
You got fingered in the face, did he?
Yeah, he does have a little.
Why you say it like that, my guy? You took 27 different ways you could have said that, and you chose that way to say that.
I just call it as I see it, bro.
No, you chose to say it that way. You took an option. You took a road less traveled.
Irish whip. Oh wait, Scottish whip. This is my new thing.
What is Braveheart?
Yeah, right. Freedom.
You may take our TNA title.
You never take my freedom.
Joe Hendry and Drew McIntyre as the tag team? What?
Right. Joe Hendry with the snap around with the Zoolander.
Bring back Joe Hendry to a fucking gallus. You bring back this prestige.
The prestige would be dope, bro.
Oh,
let's go. And go after Drew McIntyre.
Extra shit.
Right? Big. Oh, Cardona with a reversal. Dos.
Dos amigos, dos.
Woo, woo, woo.
Why you said that like ooh woo woo instead of fucking Kawhi ass KJ.
Hey. Cardona's setting him up.
Wee boo KJ for life.
Big boo.
Wee boo, wee boo.
Matt Ryder is dead. Yeah.
You did the reverse of what I did. I called him Zach Cardona, and you called him Matt Ryder.
Joe's got the boot. Joe's got the boot. Cardona eats the mat.
Oh. Double tap to the throat.
That's rude.
And unattractive. Oh, little baseline DDT there.
Yeah.
Two count.
Oh. What if Hendry enters the Rumble but gets eliminated by McIntyre? There you go. It's the fun part about the Rumble. You can start a whole lot of stories in the Rumble.
I saw people showing out there if he gets eliminated by Cena.
That'd be jokes. Oh, wow. Oh, and the ref gets forearmed in the face.
Oh. Radio.
Joe,
What of the radio teabag did we try there that resulted in that?
Did you see
pop-up powerbomb? Joe Hendry taking a play out of Kevin Owens' book. No ref to count it.
No ref.
Yeah, ref's out.
So who comes out? Is it Frankie?
John Cena.
He's that commentary.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Not 3 nights later. Not on your first live show in 8 years. Don't do it. Don't do it.
No ref. Shout out homie there, front row, right under a Joe Hendry sign. All of the Carhartts that looked like he just hooked all of the corn cobs before the show. All mad.
Oh, the little Hendry.
Whoa.
Cardona getting a big chunk of those little Hendrys.
He's making sure he only had 2 balls in corner pocket.
Right? You're gonna be singing in a different octave next time we hear him.
Right.
To the window.
Oh, by the window.
Oh, Cardona got that beautiful belt.
Yeah.
I like the TNA belts a lot.
One of my favorite world titles right now. I will say that. I like that better than AEW stuff. Oh, JBL!
Oh, JBL! Come on, man. We need an explanation of why this continues to happen.
Is he just like the sheriff? Is that
That's
what
what
this
it
He
is?
didn't even do shit on Monday. He was advertised for Monday Night Raw. Didn't do shit either.
He did more here in 2 seconds.
Thanks. This man out here just.
Are we gonna get JBL versus Joe Hendry?
They keep paying me. I don't know.
I don't get it. Like, is it like if somebody goes to do wrong, JBL shows up to make it right? Like, what is
I don't know. I've not watched Yellowstone. I don't know what's going on.
Walker, Texas Ranger of TNA.
I was just thinking the Walker, Texas Ranger.
I was trying to think of the theme, but I can't think of the theme.
Shit, wait a minute.
In the eyes of.
Oh,
he hits him with the title belt.
No way. No way.
Let
Out.
Kick out.
Walker, Texas Layfield.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
I just don't get it because they're like he keeps beating up different people. You
It's
don't
not
know whose side he's
consistent.
on.
Right.
JBL's doing what John Moxley wants to do, just better.
Standing ovation.
That's just a goddamn choke slam. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
All right, now let's just go off air. We don't need Frankie doing anything suspicious.
Fuck off, Frankie.
Doing something strange for a piece of change.
Yeah, no shit. Bradshaw, go away. Just explain. What is he? He's literally like the fucking, literally.
I am the ghost of bad booking past. I
Right.
show up and just clothesline the fuck out of shit.
Nobody's gonna cheat on my watch. Like, Brad, you don't work here. You don't work here. What are you doing? Stop hitting our guys.
Why is the world's biggest? Why is the wrestling world's knownest asshole showing up to be the moral compass right now?
Right.
Because he
JBL's known for being an asshole. Why are you being out here the moral compass?
right. He helped Nick. He hurt Nick. He now he helps Joe. Like, what is the consistency here? Who is he? Like, Are we going to get Joe Hendry, JBL? That doesn't make any sense. Is it going to be
Right.
Matt Cardona, JBL, and GCW?
A TNA faction that invades WWE, NXT.
I don't know, man. It doesn't make any sense. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the first live TNA in a hot minute. We have gone off the air. I hope everyone is... What?
No, I was just agreeing.
But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the show. Get your ratings out of 10 in on the TNA Impact tonight. What did you like? What didn't you like? What was good, bad, in between? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. How did you guys feel about this one?
I feel like Anthony is like the ultimate authority when it comes to this. So I will 7 does 7 sound right. It rolls off the tongue a bit easy here, but I mean, wasn't bad, but also like I don't know. It's just I'm not world ending, not world beating when it comes to TNA and everything, but solid show. So 7.
Yeah, definitely a solid show for me. I'm surprised that everything kind of went off with the hitch with the live episode. I know they do lives like once a month and stuff like that, but I was kind of expecting some mess ups here. I sound like Nick when it comes to production sometimes,
right?
But they actually did really, really well tonight. I'm in the 8 ballpark. I really enjoyed everything tonight. Not one downer for me. So yeah, I'm definitely in the 8 ballpark.
Yeah, what I really liked about tonight was the match quality of more than anything else. Like there wasn't a ton of story, wasn't a lot of promo, but I thought the matches we got were excellent. Axiom or Fraxium against them, Rascalz was great.
Yep.
Wesley coming out and setting up an angle with the Rascalz is wicked. The idea that Myron could get involved now as you need reinforcement, I think that's great. I thought we got really, really quality matches from this show. And I'm intrigued enough about what they're doing. I'm kind of there. I'd give this one an 8. I think I'm right there with you. I thought it was outstanding. Wasn't a whole lot of boring parts where I'm like, I don't really care about this.
I think this did a really good job of, if you haven't watched TNA or haven't fully tuned into TNA since you heard about them being involved with WWE, you might stay watching TNA after this and everything. Like I'm going to be honest, I would respectfully like that clip of popping for Mance Warner and everything that like you had enough that it was appeases the indie fan. You have enough that still appeases your casual fan.
Yep.
Yeah, 7.5. I started 7. I can't look weak and go straight to 8.
Right, this guy, I feel left out. I feel left out. Nick got FOMO on the rating scale tonight. FOMO out of 10.
I got a few out of 10.
No,
they really did, kind of give us, good momentum throughout the show. You had, like you say, Mance Warner, you had Wesley and the guys from NXT, you have Mustafa Ali going after the saying he's going after the world title, not even paying any mind to Mike Santana announcing his signing to WWE or to TNA. So yeah, tonight was really good. Really good.
The good show. The main event was overbooked. There was one extra guy. Did I miss?
Right, Frankie didn't even get involved.
You might still be accurate.
Don't talk about him, and he won't show up. He's like Beetlejuice. If you say Frankie Kazarian 3 times, you're fucked.
I just want to understand why.
I don't just let it go away. Just let it just float off.
Well, because if there's something cool behind it, great, let's do it. But
there's not.
What is happening?
There's not.
He just wanders into the arena, clotheslines someone's head off, and leaves. And you're like, JBL's on a walk again. Like, is he sleepwalking? What is happening?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Kazarian. Yeah, no, with JBL.
Kazarian.
This man's, like a rhinestone cow.
Frankie,
this man's just making Yellowstone. Do we think we see at some point in 2025 a quote unquote faction under JBL?
I don't
whatever cross promotion it is, whoever it may be, is there a culmination to what this has all been?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's the
I don't
question.
know. I need some explanations of why he just continues to do this. I don't know.
That's too funny. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. You guys are smashing it. Thank you so much, Maddie. We appreciate that. 8.5. JBL does the Rainmaker better than Okada. I mean, he's the OG Rainmaker. That those lines of
No,
hell.
he's a painmaker. There's a rainmaker and there's a painmaker, and that's JBL. You didn't ever want to take the fucking acolytes fucking clotheslines, the APA.
I thought the Painmaker was Jericho.
No, he's just depression maker at this point. I don't know.
Depression maker. That's yeah, absolutely.
That's a shirt.
Yeah, right. 9.58, 8.58, 7.75. It's weird. JBL is a baby face. We don't know what he is. He's just a guy. The clothesline.
He's the guy throwing out clotheslines.
I'm the dude.
I'm the dude playing the dude disguised as another dude.
9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8. So everybody across the board, and nobody really went lower than 8, 7.5,
except for me.
Thank you so much, Jose. We want Alexa Bliss. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. We got a long pre-show. I don't believe or buy half the stories you read, especially when it comes to contracts. It's not like Alexa Bliss is telling the dirt sheets what's going on, and WWE is definitely not doing it either. So, no.
Right. Many marijuana out here with Wrestling for Life. Always entertaining, my bros. 420.
It's 420 somewhere.
We need a shirt at this point with that. Instead of it's 5 o'clock somewhere, it's 420 somewhere.
Dude, I'm gonna need a fucking.
It's 316 somewhere. That's the shirt. Why is that not the shirt? It's 316 somewhere.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna have to buy a fucking store to keep up with all these t-shirt demands. How about we buy some of the ones we already have out, like the Tony t-shirt, and then we'll work on some new ones.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, listen to me.
The pea stain maker, that's kind of adorable. 8 out of 10. Don't need to know about his love life, but thank you so much for the super chats. Gentlemen, 9 out of 10. Final thoughts on TNA, final thoughts on what's coming up in the next couple days. But yeah, great reviews, great ratings across the board. Maybe we'll start with Anthony on this one, but TNA live, first time 8 years, thought it did very well.
Yeah, I thought it did very well too. Great showing for a first episode. Being live in 8 years, I think they hit every mark they were trying to hit. I think they delivered, and we shall see what comes with over the next couple of weeks as we charge to the next live episode, February 20th. So I'm excited.
Let's go.
To me, TNA did a really great job of it. It was just. This was their cannonball episode of I'm going to have everything that's going to be a ripple effect that's going to be shared on socials, all of this, all that, all after the episode, all up in the videos, all dancing all around, all of that. But yeah, no, if you're going to have people sharing Matt Cardona showing up in TNA, and someone's going to sit there and want to tune into what happened. And vice versa and all that. And yeah, then we've got Friday Night SmackDown. We've got Saturday Night Main Event, which I'm more excited still for Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman versus Jey Uso versus Gunther. But there is still that sneaky chance that does Jey leave world champion?
I'm telling you right now, I think Jey and Gunther will be like Jacob's going to be fun, but I think Jey and Gunther are going to be fucking great. I really think this is going to be the big bully and the quick moving underdog. I think
is this you solidify Jey as the baby face we all thought he was? Like this is
no.
Oh, well, no. Is this no? Is this to where like when he was versus Roman and he gets smacked from pillar to goddamn post, and you believe you cheer so much behind him because he's getting his ass handed to him.
Right.
Could be. I don't know. I don't think Jay's winning though. I don't think that at all. This is all Gunther. He's head to WrestleMania as world champion.
Yeah, I got you on that. And I think Jay's so out of the box already. He's so over with this crowd. It's what Swerve Strickland needs to be. So yeah, I think this can be a lot of fun.
Oh, it's what Swerve was, and then just decided to not do that anymore.
It's weird. But all that
so that's a whole other conversation. But
right.
I still might take eat. Yeah.
Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, that's our stream. That's our show. We love having you all here. Over 100 people for TNA Live tonight. Gotta feel pretty good about that. Thank you. Nick, bring us home.
Our shit is real, our shit is raw, our shit is all authentic. When you talk about that rest, you put that full life with it.
See you on the flip side. Come back tomorrow. Good night.